In the previous session, we discussed that Ohm's law. As we know that the Ohm's has given that the relationship between the three basic parameter, current, voltage, and the resistance, and that Ohm's law has given that equation V is equal to I into R. Is it right? Then as we know that the basic condition for that Ohm's law is the resistance must be kept constant and current must be in proportion with the voltage is there. Out of these two conditions, what are these two conditions? Resistance is constant and V is directly proportional to I. If out of these two conditions, if any circuit will not follow these two conditions, then definitely we cannot apply that the Ohm's law. And based on that, there are certain limitations of that Ohm's law there. One, Ohm's law is not applicable to unilateral electrical elements like a diode because it allows the current only in one direction. Another, Ohm's law is not applicable to non-linear elements like a transistor because its resistance is vary with respect to voltage and current. And the third, the resistance we cannot, Ohm's law we cannot apply to the semiconductor materials like a silicon and the germanium. So these are the limitations of Ohm's law is there. Is it right? Then we discuss the actual mechanism of how that electric current it flows through the circuit. Is it right? When we consider that one piece of a conductor and when it is connected to that external supply, we know that actually that electrons are always try to move from negative end towards the positive end, so that we say that conventional direction of current is always flow from positive terminal of external battery to the negative terminal of a battery through external circuit. So this is the conventional direction of an electric current, but when we give that more focus on the movement of electrons, then we understand that the one thing, when that electrons moves from negative end towards the positive end, during its travel, so many obstacles are there. The obstacle in terms of atoms, another atoms, molecules, or another free electrons. And the obstacle is the property of that substance. And this obstacle will oppose the movement of a free electron. But still, the potential differences exist so that free electrons will anyhow, the free electrons will complete its path. Get it my point? So this obstacle to the flow of free electrons, this term is known as what? It's a resistance. That's why when we try to define that the resistance, we define like that the resistance is the property of a substance. Is it right? Resistance is the property of a substance due to which it opposes the flow of current through it. This is the property of a particular material. It means that resistance is depends upon material to material. Means resistance offered by silver is different. Resistance offered by gold is different. Resistance offered by copper is different. Get it my point? Because this is the property of a substance. And what is that property? It will oppose the flow of current through it. And flow of current is nothing but what? Movement of a free electrons. So this is the symbol. We say that if you observe that symbol, it is just like a zigzag lines. And this is the unit, we call it so ohm. Get it my point? मला वाटते लास्ट लेक्चरला आपण इथंच थांबलेलो आहोत. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will go to the next point. So this is the statement, this is the symbol, and this is the unit. Okay. So some basic things related to that resistance. As we say that the resistance of material is different material to material. If you know that there are actually the material can be classified in three types. One is a conductor, second is an insulator, and third one is a semiconductor. If we try to see the resistance offered by these three different material, conductor, insulator, and semiconductor, So what we can say, as we know that the conductor can or the current can easily pass through the conductor. Current can easily pass through conductor. Is it right? It means that, can I say here, resistance offered by conductor is minimum? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then second point is that we know that current will not flow through insulator. Current will not flow through insulator. So can I say in terms of resistance, the resistance offered by insulator is infinite or very high? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Absolutely correct. Now we know that the semiconductor can flow the current, but it's in a medium range. Get it my point? So when I want to discuss about the resistance in terms of semiconductor, can I say like that the resistance of in semiconductor lies in between conductor and insulator? Yes or no?
yes,
Yes.
If I want to say be specific, then can I say like that resistance of semiconductor is less than insulator and greater than conductor?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Once again I will repeat my sentence. रेझिस्टन्स ऑफ सेमीकंडक्टर, आता लाईज इन बिटवीन म्हणतोय म्हणजे बी स्पेसिफिक सांगायचं झालं तर रेझिस्टन्स ऑफ अ सेमीकंडक्टर इज लेस दॅन इन्सुलेटर, कारण इन्सुलेटरचा व्हेरी हाय आहे, अँड ग्रेटर दॅन कंडक्टर, कंडक्टरचा मिनिमम आहे. सो दॅट इट इज लाईज इन बिटवीन कंडक्टर अँड द सेमीकंडक्टर इज दॅट. So this note we have to consider here about the resistance of a material. Just see that here. Resistance substances like metals, for example copper, silver, aluminum, etc., offers less opposition to the flow of free electron. That is, these materials have less resistance. It means about the conductor. Get it my point? The substances like insulator, for example rubber, plastic, glass, etc., offers very high opposition to the flow of free electrons through it. That is, these materials have very high resistance. My second point. And the third point, substances like a semiconductor, silicon, germanium, etc., offers medium opposition to the flow of free electrons through it, so that these materials have moderate resistance. Are you clear my point? So that's why our first sentence is very important, and that sentence is what? The resistance of material is different material to material. This sentence is very important here. Get it my point? Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Resistance offered by different material is in order of metals, means we call it a conductor. Resistance offered by conductor is less than semiconductor, and the resistance offered by the semiconductor is less than that insulator. So this is the order of different material resistances offered. Okay. Okay. Now, can we create the 1 ohm resistance definition? Can we create the 1 ohm resistance definition? Now, I will give the hint. You can easily create the 1 ohm resistance definition by using Ohm's law. By using Ohm's law. Can anybody try? Or let me put that, what is the equation of Ohm's law? Can anybody give me that equation?
Volt per ampere.
Huh?
Volt per ampere.
That equation for
V equal to IR.
V is equal to I into R. This is the equation.
Voltage. 1 व्होल्ट फॉर 1 एम्पियर असेल तेव्हा 1 ओम रेजिस्टन्स बोलू शकतो.
Correct. Suppose we consider that voltage having its value 1 volt and the resistance having its value 1 ohm. That time what is the sorry. Let me clear these things. V is equal to I into R when V is equal to 1 volt and I is equal to 1 ampere. What should be the value of R?
1 ohm.
Is it right? Then create the definition. For that I have given that hint to you. Create the definition.
Resistance occurred in conductor when 1 ampere current flows through conductor to raise the volt 1 ohm. 1 volt.
Okay. I can understand. Good try. But let me clear that one thing. When the current will flow through that resistance? When the current will flow through that resistance? Give me a response fast.
पोटेन्शियल डिफरन्स अप्लाय केल्यावर
हा म्हणजे आपल्याला इथं पोटेन्शियल डिफरन्स हा 1 व्होल्टचा अप्लाय करावा लागेल. बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे आपली डेफिनेशन कशी बनणार आहे बघा. ज्यावेळेस 1 व्होल्टचा पोटेन्शियल डिफरन्स या रेझिस्टन्सच्या अक्रॉस आपण जॉईन करू त्यावेळेस जर करंट 1 एम्पियर फ्लो झाला तर त्यावेळेस त्या रेझिस्टन्सची व्हॅल्यू काय असणार आहे 1 ओहम असणार आहे. सो नाउ वी से दॅट अ वायर having a resistance of 1 ohm when a potential difference of 1 volt flows a current of 1 ampere through it, that time we say that the resistance of that wire is 1 ohm. Read the definition now. A wire is said to have a resistance of 1 ohm. म्हणजे एखाद्या वायरचा एखाद्या कंडक्टरचा एखाद्या रेझिस्टन्स हा 1 ओहम आहे हे आपण कधी म्हणतो इफ a potential difference of 1 volt across its end causes 1 ampere current flowing through it. It's clear? Yes or no? Okay. Now go to that next point. Again we are given the more focus on the resistance here. As we know that the resistance of material is different material to material. Means what? If I consider the piece of a silver and if I consider the piece of a copper, definitely the resistance offered by both the material is different. Get it my point? But if I take it the two similar pieces of silver, what you say about the resistance? Let me repeat my question.
Same.
If you consider the two similar, I use that word similar purposefully here. If I consider the two similar pieces of a silver, then what about the resistance offered by these two pieces?
Same.
कौन है रे वही? It's my request to all of you, please don't disturb that whole class. All of you must have that attention towards the mic button. Okay, no doubt about it. So now we have to give the more trace on that resistance of a conductor. We have to give the more trace on the resistance of a conductor, and this resistance of a conductor is depends upon the different factors. Now we have to see that what are these factors is there. Okay, so factors on which the resistance of conductor material is depends. But for that, your attention towards, we are considering what we are considering here. Conductor we are considering. We are not talking about insulator and semiconductor. We are talking about only conductors. And now we have to discuss that what are the factors, different factors are there on which the resistance of material is or resistance of a conductor is different. So there are total 4 factors are there. So what are these 4 factors? First one is the length of a conductor material. Second one is the area of cross section of a conductor material. Third one is the type and nature of a conductor material. And fourth one is the it's a temperature. So these are the four factors are there. Once again, the resistance of a conductor material, it depends upon these four factors. One is the length, second is the area of cross section, third one is a type and nature, and fourth one is a temperature. Now we will discuss one by one detail. Let's consider that. Let's consider that the length of a conductor material. So what is the relation? Length of a conductor material and the resistance of that material. Just consider that we have considered a one piece. Suppose this is a piece of a conductor. It has its a fixed length. Does the length of a conductor material and the resistance are related or not? Of course, yes. Depends upon the length of a conductor, the resistance of that particular conductor is depends, and that relation is directly proportional. What is that? That relation is what? Directly proportional. Now, directly proportional means what? What we can say that as the length of a conductor increases, its resistance is also increases with the same proportion. What I say that as the length of a conductor material increases, its resistance is also increases with a same proportion. That's why we say that R is directly proportional to length. How it becomes? आता असं कोणाला तरी असा प्रश्न पडेल की असं कशामुळं लेंथ वाढल्यामुळे रेजिस्टन्स का वाढतो? Let's have a look on it. Just consider that one copper wire having a length of L1 meter. Just assume that another one copper wire having a length of L2 meter. Now, through this diagram, can I say that here L2 is greater than L1? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
At least anyone please just give me that when I say that yes or no, just give me that the response. Otherwise, it's quite difficult to understand me. Is it right? So here L2 is greater than L1. आणि आपला point काय चालू आहे? As the length increases, its resistance is also increases with the same proportion. आता मी या ठिकाणी area cross section या दोन्हीही कॉपर वायरचा सेम ठेवलेला आहे. तसंच या दोन्ही कॉपर वायरचं टेम्परेचर पण सेम आहे. फक्त फरक कशामध्ये आहे? त्यांच्या लेंथ मध्ये फरक आहे. L1 and L2. Now just assume that one free electrons in the L1 copper wire. This is the one free electrons, and assume that when we apply that the potential difference, so definitely these free electrons will move from negative end towards the positive end. So this is the positive end. Is it right? Now definitely when these free electrons will move from negative end to the positive end, definitely some obstacles are there, or it offers this copper wire offers some kind of opposition to that free electron. Get it my point? Now if I consider same free electrons in a L2 copper wire, and when the potential difference is exists, that definitely this free electron is also moved from negative end to the positive end. मग आता मला सांगा पहिल्या केस मध्ये आणि दुसऱ्या केस मध्ये दोन्ही ठिकाणी फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्सला अपोजिस होणार आहे. मग पहिल्या ठिकाणचा अपोजिशन हे जास्त असणार आहे का दुसऱ्या ठिकाणचा अपोजिशन हे जास्त असणार आहे?
दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी.
ऑफकोर्स बरोबर आहे. दुसऱ्या वायर मध्ये अपोजिशन हे जास्त असणार आहे कारण त्याला जास्त लेंथ ट्रॅव्हल करायची आहे. मग आता जास्त लेंथ ट्रॅव्हल करायचा असेल तर त्याला अपोजिशन जर जास्त होत असेल, it offers or that material offers that high opposition as compared to the previous case, what you can say about the resistance? If the length increases, definitely resistance is also increases because opposition is increases over that. कारण opposition वाढलं म्हणजे आपण काय म्हणणार आहोत, काय वाढलं म्हणणार आहोत, रेजिस्टन्स वाढला म्हणणार आहोत आपण. आर यू क्लिअर माय पॉइंट? In this way, the length and the resistance, the relation is directly proportional. If the length of the conductor increases, the resistance of that material is increased with the same proportion. This is the fact is that. परंतु म्हणताना मी सेंटेन्स काय म्हणतोय बघा, काळजीपूर्वक ऐका, सेंटेन्स फार महत्वाचा आहे. As the length of a conductor increases, the resistance is also increases with the same proportion. हे माझं वाक्य आहे. पण जर मी तेच वाक्य जर असं म्हणलं, as resistance increases, length is also increased with the same proportion. कोणतं वाक्य बरोबर आहे हो?
पहिलं.
लक्षात येतंय? दोन्ही वाक्यातला डिफरन्स लक्षात येतोय? त्यामुळं रायटिंग करत असताना आपण काय लिहितो याच्याकडे पण थोडंसं लक्ष असलं पाहिजे. ऍज लेंथ इन्क्रीजेस, कारण रेजिस्टन्स हा फक्त लेंथ वरती डिपेंड नाहीये, त्याच्यामुळे आपण तसं म्हणू शकत नाही ऍज रेजिस्टन्स इन्क्रीजेस द लेंथ इज ऑल्सो इन्क्रीजेस. नाही, कारण रेजिस्टन्स हा एक पॅरामीटर हा 4 फॅक्टर वरती डिपेंड आहे. म्हणून आपल्याला डायरेक्ट रेजिस्टन्स ऍज रेजिस्टन्स इन्क्रीजेस लेंथ इज ऑल्सो इन्क्रीजेस असं म्हणता येत नाही. ते व्हॅलिड स्टेटमेंट ठरत नाहीये. पण या एका पॉइंटला धरून वी कॅन से लाईक दॅट ऍज द लेंथ इन्क्रीजेस द रेजिस्टन्स इज ऑल्सो इन्क्रीजेस विथ द सेम प्रपोर्शन. आर यू क्लिअर माय पॉइंट?
Yes, sir.
This means that longer the length of a conductor material, greater the resistance. This is the first factor of the resistance material is there, or resistance of a conductor material is there. Okay, so if this part is over, if you have that any doubt, please raise that doubt, otherwise I will go to the next factor, next slide. Okay, go to the next point. Second factor is area of cross section. आता पहिल्या फॅक्टर मध्ये बघा आपण फक्त लेंथ डिफर केली होती, लेंथ मध्ये डिफरन्स घेतला होता, त्याचा एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन, त्याचं टेम्परेचर कॉन्स्टंट ठेवलं होतं. आता आपण सेकंड फॅक्टरचं डिस्कस करत असताना आपण एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन वेगवेगळा घेणार आहोत, लेंथ आणि टेम्परेचर कॉन्स्टंट ठेवणार आहोत. अँड देन वी विल ट्राय टू डिस्कस दॅट what is the effect of area of cross section on the resistance of a conductor material. Is it right? Can you guess?
Inversely proportional.
Absolutely correct. It means that as the area of cross section increases, resistance of a conductor material decreases in a proportion or in a inversely proportional. Are you clear my point? So the resistance of a conductor material is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of the same material. So that this is the relation. How it comes? आता याचा proof काय आहे? Just consider that copper wire 1 having an area of cross section A1 meter square, and then another one copper wire of the same material but having the cross sectional area of A2 meter square. त्याचा क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया म्हणजे हा आहे बघा. ठीक आहे, वायर कशी असते आणि त्याचा क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया, त्याचा डायमीटर बघा. गेट इट माय पॉइंट? ती वायर सर्क्युलर मध्ये बेंड करून डायमीटर नाही म्हणत, त्या वायरचा डायमीटर बघायचा आपल्याला, त्याचा क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया. आता जर तुम्ही इथं बघितलं, सो कॅन आय से दॅट क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया ऑफ कॉपर वायर 2 इज ग्रेटर दॅन द क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया ऑफ अ कॉपर वायर 1? Yes or no? Yes or no? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
अरे काय तुम्ही झोपी चालला का काय? सगळ्यांचं लक्ष आहे का?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now consider if we consider that these free electrons in a copper wire 1 having a cross sectional area of A1 meter square, definitely when these free electrons move from negative end to the positive end, the so many obstacles during its travel is there in the A1 meter square cross section. Now if I consider that the another copper wire, wire 2, but its area of cross section is bigger than the wire 1. If that area of cross section is bigger, so definitely the number of atoms and the molecules will be increased, but the space in between that atoms and the molecule is also increased. And if the space in between the atoms and molecules will be increases, means can I say that opposition to these free electron to move from negative end to the positive end will be decreases? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It means that the opposition offered by copper wire 2 is less than opposition offered by the copper wire 1. It indicates that if opposition is decreases, means what? Resistance is decreases. It means that it indicates that as the area of cross section increases, the opposition decreases. It means that resistance is decreases. That's why we say that R is inversely proportional to that area of cross section. Means we can say that as area of cross section increases, resistance is decreases, or as area of cross section decreases, resistance is increases. Is it right? But we cannot say like that, as the resistance increases, area of cross section is decreases. Have you noticed that the difference between these two sentences? Get it my point? So what is the correct sentence? If we increase the area of cross section of a conductor material, its resistance is decreases in a same proportion, or is inversely proportional. Get it my point? So that the relation is R is inversely proportional to 1 upon A is there. So this is the relation in this thing. Get it my point? So this means that greater the cross sectional area, lower the resistance of a conductor material. Simple thing is that. Means if you see that the first factor, we say that R is directly proportional to L. If you see that the second factor, we say that R is inversely proportional to that area of cross section. Get it my point? Now go to that the third factor, which is type and nature of a conductor material. आता हे टाइप आणि नेचर म्हणजे काय? मी ऑलरेडी तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन केलेला आहे हा फॅक्टर. म्हणजे सपोज एक पीस घेतलाय तो सिल्वरचा आहे आणि दुसरा पीस घेतलाय कॉपरचा आहे, ह्यांचा रेजिस्टन्स कधी सेम असेल का हो? बिकॉज द मटेरियल्स आर डिफरंट. इट मीन्स दॅट द रेजिस्टन्स ऑफर्ड बाय दीज टू मटेरियल्स आर ऑल्सो डिफरंट. इट मीन्स दॅट इट इज डिपेंड्स अपॉन द टाइप अँड नेचर ऑफ दॅट कंडक्टर. Get it my point? Some materials may offer the low resistance, some materials may offer the high resistance. It depends. If you know that the resistance offered by the gold is very less as compared to that iron, resistance offered by the silver is very less as compared to that iron. Are you clear my point? So this is about the third type. If the material is changes, the resistance property is also changes with respect to that material is there. So that's why we say that the type and nature of the conductor is the third factor is there. Is it right? And now go to that the last factor, temperature. Now see that's what happened here. If the temperature, आतापर्यंत आपण टेम्परेचर कॉन्स्टंट ठेवत होतो, आता आपण टेम्परेचरचा इफेक्ट बघतोय. ठीक आहे? If the temperature of conductor increases, what exactly happen? If the temperature of conductor material increases, so definitely due to this increase in temperature, the some covalent bonds are break and the electrons will jump from valence band to the conduction band. And once they jump into the conduction band, they becomes a free electrons due to increase in temperature. And if the large number of free electrons are increases, what about the resistance of that conductor material?
Decreases.
Decreases.
डिक्रीजेस. एक्सपेक्टेड आन्सर हेच होतं. आता तुमचं आन्सर चेंज होत आहे. ट्राय टू लिसन व्हेरी केअरफुली. Due to increase in temperature, though the valence band or the valence electrons move from valence band to the conduction band and they becomes the free electrons. But there is a one concept in the, you might be learning that engineering physics, thermal vibration. Thermal vibration. Due to that thermal vibrations, the atoms, all atoms and molecules are start to vibrate. Due to increase in temperature. Now see that this is a one electron and that atoms and molecules are always try to vibrate. So what happen when these electrons will move from negative end towards the positive end? Opposition will increase or decreases?
Increases.
Absolutely correct. कारण हे atoms आणि molecules हे कायम व्हायब्रेट होत आहेत. त्याच्यामुळं या फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्सला वन प्लेस पासून दुसऱ्या प्लेस पर्यंत जाण्यासाठी तो भरपूर वेळेस त्या ॲटम्स आणि मॉलिक्युल्स वरती कोलाइड होणार, त्याला इनफ स्पेस मिळणार नाही. म्हणजे त्याचा अपोजिशन, त्या मटेरियलचं अपोजिशन काय होतंय, वाढतंय. आणि जर अपोजिशन जर वाढलं तर रेजिस्टन्स काय होणार आहे?
Increases.
Increases.
वाढणं.
It means that as the temperature of a conductor material increases, the resistance is also increases with the same proportion, though the free electrons are increasing in that material. म्हणजे जरी फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हे वाढत असतील तरी तुम्हाला असं वाटेल की बाबा रेजिस्टन्स डिक्रीज व्हायला पाहिजे. ऍब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट, रेजिस्टन्स हा डिक्रीज व्हायला पाहिजे. बट ड्यू टू द थर्मल व्हायब्रेशन कन्सेप्ट रेजिस्टन्स इज इनक्रीजेस with the same proportion. Means again the relation is that as the temperature of conductor increases, the resistance is also increases with the same proportion. Is that so? This is the points related to the temperature here. Read it. Temperature affects the resistance of a conductor material. Yes, in most of the conductor material resistance increases with the temperature. Absolutely right. As rightly we discussed these things. As temperature of conductor increases, free electrons increases. But due to thermal vibration, opposition to the free electron is also increases. This means that resistance increases with the temperature. Get it, my friend? Huh? खाली खाली आवाज म्हणून आहे तरी काय त्याची बेरीज कोण टाकावं लागणार मग तुला इथं एक्झाम फी आणि इक्विपमेंट कॉम्प्युटर मध्ये डेव्हलपमेंट फी टाकतच नाही टाकत नाही बाकी सगळं टाकतो. ओके, आर यू क्लिअर अबाउट दिस पॉइंट? Any doubt? If you have that any doubt, please raise that doubt. Otherwise, I will go to the next point. No doubt? Okay. Now, we have to create that the one formula for the resistance by considering these four factors. See that what is that formula here. So by considering the all four factors, but here we consider that the temperature of the conductor is remain same. As we know that R is directly proportional to the length and R is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So we can directly write here R is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. So when we want to replace this proportional sign with a proportional constant, we can replace with the proportional constant as rho. R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is the proportional constant and it is called as resistivity or specific resistance. आता इथं चुकून constant झालेलं आहे बघा, specific resistance. So the rho is called as a specific resistance or the resistivity here. Get it my point? Any doubts related to this formula? Now this formula, we need to understand because we have to solve the numericals on that formula here. R is equal to rho L by A. This is the generalized formula. Is it right? If we consider the different temperature, definitely for the different temperature, the same formula we need to write differently. But right now, here we consider that this is the generalized formula. And in that formula, this new term, it comes into picture. We call it a rho. We call it a proportional constant. This is nothing but specific resistance or a resistivity of that material. Again, let me clear. The rho is depends upon the material. Rho is depends upon the material. Means if I consider that the silver and the copper piece, the resistivity of both the material is a different. But if I consider the two pieces of a silver, the resistivity of silver material is a constant. Are you clear my point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
If
sir.
you have that any doubt, please raise that doubt. May I ask the question now? If you don't have that doubt, now I will ask that the question. Now we know that the resistance of a conductor material is depends upon 4 factors: length, area of cross section, type and nature, and the temperature. But the resistivity is depends upon what?
Material.
Hello? I'm not listening carefully.
Material. Type
Material.
of material.
If, can I write the formula like that? Just check it. Rho is equal to R A upon L. Can I write the formula like this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So can I say like that? The rho is depends upon area of cross section and the length.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely no. This is the common mistake. As I rightly mentioned that this is the proportional constant. We call it a resistivity or specific resistance, and this rho is only depends upon
Material.
ओनली मटेरियल. आताच मी एक एक्झाम्पल दिलं होतं. सिल्वरचा रो आणि कॉपरचा रो वेगवेगळा आहे, परंतु 2 सिल्वर मटेरियल घेतले, मग त्यांची लेंथ काहीही असू दे, त्यांचा एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन काहीही असू दे, त्यावेळेस मात्र त्याचा स्पेसिफिक रेजिस्टन्स हा कॉन्स्टंटच आहे. द स्पेसिफिक रेजिस्टन्स ऑफ अ सिल्वर मटेरियल इज अ कॉन्स्टंट. स्पेसिफिक रेजिस्टन्स ऑफ अ गोल्ड मटेरियल इज अ कॉन्स्टंट. Specific resistance of a copper material is a constant. It will not change based on length and area of cross section. But the specific resistance of 2 different material is a different. Also, specific resistance is depends upon the temperature. And but while deriving this formula, I have already considered that this is the generalized formula, and for that formula we consider that a unique temperature. That's why we say that rho is not only depends upon length and area of cross section, it is depends upon material. MCQ टाइप क्वेश्चन मध्ये इथं भरपूर मुलांचे प्रॉब्लेम येतात, कारण इथं जर मी असा फॉर्म्युला लिहिला रो इज इक्वल टू आर ए अपॉन एल, कारण भरपूर मुलांचा डाऊट काय असतो बघा, ज्यावेळेस मी असा फॉर्म्युला लिहितो आर इज इक्वल टू रो एल बाय ए, त्यावेळेस मी असं म्हणतो की रेजिस्टन्स हा लेंथ वरती डिपेंड आहे, एरिया ऑफ क्रॉस सेक्शन वरती डिपेंड आहे. मग रो इज इक्वल टू आर ए अपॉन एल लिहिताना हा रो ए वरती आणि एल वरती का डिपेंड नाहीये? लक्षात येत आहे? गेट इट माय पॉइंट? येस और नो? Okay. Hope that you please try to see this video once again, because the new terminology we'll discuss in this lecture, And if you have that any doubt,